Breaking. The Atlanta Falcons just made a move that could flip the NFC South upside down. A forgotten name is stepping back into the spotlight, and if he hits, this defense could turn into something terrifying. This isn't just another offseason signing. This might be the start of a defensive revolution. Something big is brewing in Atlanta. If you're a true Falcons fan, buckle up, because this story could change everything you thought you knew about our secondary. The NFC South is a battlefield again. And while most people are still focused on flashy quarterbacks or big money trades, the Falcons just made a smart, under-the-radar move that might be even more important in the long run. Atlanta has officially signed Grayland Arnold, a cornerback who's been fighting for years to prove he belongs, and now he might have found the perfect home. At first glance, you might shrug. Another rotational DB? A guy who's bounced from team to team? But look closer. Arnold isn't just another body on the depth chart. He's a straight-up playmaker. Let's talk about this guy's fire. Arnold spent the last few seasons with the Houston Texans. He wasn't always in the spotlight, but when called upon, especially on special teams, he delivered. He played in 20 games from 2021 to 2023, stepping in on defense when needed, always aggressive, always hungry. Coaches love guys like that, fearless, fast, and smart. But here's what really makes this story special. Go back to his college days at Baylor. As a senior, Arnold picked off 6 passes in a single season. He led the entire FBS in interception return yards, 118 total, and showed off an insane instinct for finding the ball. He wasn't just defending passes, he was flipping the field, killing drives, and turning momentum in one play. And that's exactly what Atlanta needs. The Falcons have been reshaping their defense this offseason. They're not just plugging holes, they're building something sharp, aggressive, and turnover-hungry. And Arnold fits that mold perfectly. A guy who knows how to take the ball away. A guy who doesn't back down from anyone. This isn't random. This is calculated. Atlanta's front office is prioritizing players with proven ball skills. They want guys who can make life miserable for quarterbacks, especially in a division with rising stars and explosive weapons. Tampa Bay is still dangerous. New Orleans is loaded with talent. And Carolina's young offense is heating up. The Falcons know they need a defense that can punch back. That's why Arnold was brought in. He's played both man and zone. He's fast, physical, and has special teams value, and that's crucial in today's NFL. He's not just depth, he's a chess piece. If he finds his rhythm in Atlanta, watch out. This might be the steal of the offseason. Falcons fans, how do you feel about this move? Do you believe Grayland Arnold could surprise everyone and become a key part of this defense? Rate your confidence in the Falcons secondary this year, 1 to 10, in the comments. And if you're fired up for the season, drop it in the replies. Let's be real, the NFC South isn't taking it easy on anyone. The Carolina Panthers are coming. With Bryce Young now leading the charge, they're trying to turn the corner fast. He's young, but he's smart, accurate, and dangerous when given time. That means the Falcons need a defense that can shut the door and force mistakes before they happen. That's where Grayland Arnold comes in. This signing isn't just about depth. It's about identity. Atlanta's defense has been fighting to find its true form, and last season, we saw glimpses. Big plays, strong moments. But there were also holes in the secondary, especially when teams pushed the ball through the air. Adding a player like Arnold, a guy who can sniff out turnovers, could be the spark this defense needs to level up. Let's not forget what he did just last year. In 2023, Arnold had a 4-game stretch where he stepped into the Houston Texans defense and held his own, including in a game against the Falcons themselves in Week 5. He logged 28 defensive snaps that day and racked up 4 tackles. This isn't some rookie trying to figure things out. Arnold knows what the NFL looks like. He's felt the speed, he's faced pressure, and he's still standing. But the real story? His journey. Undrafted out of Baylor. No spotlight, no hype, just heart. He started his career with the Philadelphia Eagles back in 2020 and clawed his way through practice squads, training camps, and depth charts. That kind of fight says something. It's not just about talent, it's about grit. And Falcons fans know how much that matters. At Baylor, this guy was a beast. In his senior year, he led the entire country in interception return yards. 6 picks. Over 100 yards going the other way. He wasn't just stopping drives. He was flipping the momentum in seconds. That's exactly what the Falcons want more of. Head coach Arthur Smith and this front office have been clear. They want smart players, aggressive players, guys with a high football IQ who can play in multiple spots. That's why this move fits like a glove. And it's not happening alone. The Falcons just released offensive lineman Killian Zierer, making room for roster tweaks that bring more speed, more versatility, and more playmaking into the building. This isn't a random signing, it's part of a bigger plan. A plan to turn this defense into one of the most dangerous in the NFC. Now think about the bigger picture. Under Arthur Smith, this team has steadily climbed. The running game is nasty. The defense is getting stronger. And now, the secondary is gaining depth and confidence. Adding Arnold to that mix gives them another weapon. With his ability to create turnovers and play on special teams, the Falcons can now afford to get more aggressive. More blitz, more man coverage, more chances to go for the football and swing games in their favor. And don't forget the other side of the ball. Quarterback Desmond Ridder is stepping into his second year as the starter, and he wants to prove he belongs. With Drake London and Kyle Pitts lining up beside him, the offense is loaded with young talent. But in football, you don't win with offense alone. You win by dominating all three phases: offense, defense, and special teams. Arnold can help in all of them. He's fast, aggressive, and smart on special teams. Whether it's kick coverage, punt return units, or flying down the field to make a hit, he's the type of guy who gives your roster an edge. This might not be the flashiest signing of the offseason, but it might be one of the most important. What do you think, Falcons fans? Do you believe Grayland Arnold will make the 53-man roster and have an impact this season? Drop your prediction in the comments, yes or no, and tell us what you think this defense will rank in the NFL by the end of the year. Let's not underestimate what just happened here. In the NFL, every move matters. Every roster tweak, every depth signing, every single decision, it all points to something bigger. And if you're paying close attention to the Falcons right now, you can feel it. Something is changing in Atlanta. The Falcons are no longer sitting back, hoping to survive. They're building a defense that attacks, one that forces turnovers, breaks momentum, and puts pressure on every quarterback who dares step into the pocket. That's not by accident. This isn't just about Grayland Arnold. This is about a full shift in mindset. The front office and coaching staff are sending a message. They're done playing it safe. They want speed. They want chaos. They want defenders who can make game-changing plays at any moment. And let's be honest, the NFC South isn't forgiving. You've got dangerous weapons in New Orleans, explosive athletes in Tampa, and now Bryce Young looking to break out in Carolina. If Atlanta wants to win this division, they can't just bend and hope they don't break. They have to strike first. This season matters a lot. Atlanta is aiming for something bigger in 2025. Playoff football. No more rebuilding. No more, maybe next year. The time is now. And adding a player like Arnold, someone who has the skills, the hunger, and the instincts to force mistakes, fits perfectly into that goal. Fans feel it. The locker room feels it. Even opponents are starting to notice. The Falcons are growing a new identity. One that's fearless, fast, and physical. One where turnovers aren't lucky plays, they're part of the plan. That's the kind of culture this team is fighting to build. And yes, we've said it before, but let's say it louder now. One turnover can change everything. A single interception can flip a game. A forced fumble can swing a season. One moment of brilliance from a player like Grayland Arnold could even shift the direction of this franchise. And the Falcons? They believe he can be that guy. They've seen his past. They've watched him grind through setbacks. They've studied the tape. This isn't just a shot in the dark. This is a calculated gamble. And if it pays off, it could be one of the smartest moves of the entire offseason. So now it's your turn, Falcons fans. Is this the beginning of something special? Do you believe Grayland Arnold can help turn Atlanta's defense into one of the most dangerous in the NFC? Drop your answer in the comments, yes or no, and tell us your bold prediction for this defense in 2025. More sacks? More picks? Top 10 unit? Let's hear it.